Just at the end of the last part of this screencast, we realized that to print a statement, we'll need to know the balance at the start of the statement period. But we have no name to remember that amount. Let's add one. When we start an account, we start its balance at the amount of the initial deposit. Let's also start a running balance at the same amount. The balance will be adjusted each time we make a deposit or a withdrawal, but the running balance is unchanged. So at the beginning of our printing of a statement, we can show it here. Of course, it's a money amount, so we should format it that way. Let's try the program and see where we stand. Here's our heading for the 3 columns, and here's the line we've just finished. It shows the correct starting balance. Now, instead of printing the whole list of transactions, let's go through them one at a time, allowing each one to change the running balance and showing it as part of our statement. First, we'll get the amount of the transaction. That's stored in the second item in the list. Then we'll check to see what sort of transaction it is. The first item tells us. If it's a deposit, then we need to add that amount onto our running balance. And print out an appropriate line. Remember, we have 3 columns. The first shows the amount of a withdrawal. There's no withdrawal in this case. The second shows the amount of the deposit. That's the money formatted version of amount. And finally, the last column shows the new balance. That's the money formatted version of self.running balance. If we have a deposit, we add the amount onto our running balance and print a line. If the transaction is not a deposit, it must be a withdrawal, in which case we do just the same thing, except that we subtract the amount from the running balance, show the amount in the first column, and show nothing in the last column. Finally, after we've been through all of the transactions, we need to clear the transactions list so that it can start fresh for the next statement. Let's try the program again and see how it looks. Here's our one-line summary, and here's one statement. First, we see the starting balance. Then we show each of the deposits and withdrawals in its own column, and the balance after each one. After these 3 transactions, the balance is 200, which is correctly shown as the starting balance in the second statement. And the second statement includes only the new transactions since the last statement was requested. Our program seems to be functioning correctly.